Hey everyone, I'm Victoria and this is our third video in our gentle movement series. It's also the final video, so congratulations on making it. Hopefully you've mastered the first two videos, you feel strong in those movements, and now you're ready to move on and progress. So we are going to add, we'll not only be adding an exercise, so I think there's 7 in this workout, but we will also be 6 or 7, but we'll also be progressing those movements, so they'll be a little more challenging. We're going to have a couple laying down, but then we'll be on our sides and in a quadruped position. So I hope you're ready for just a little bit more of a challenge. We'll really be strengthening your body today. So I hope you're ready. Let's just jump straight into it. Okay, we'll start lying on your back. All we're going to be doing this workout is advancing some of the exercises we've done and kind of adding to them. So a lot of things and movements should look familiar. What we're going to start with is our bridge, but we're going to add a reach to it. So I want you, if bridges were hard before and you haven't quite mastered this, make sure you get that down first. And if you need that support of your hands, great. But once you're ready, we're going to bring our hands by our sides or arms by our sides with our fingers towards the ceiling. We're going to push through our heels, squeeze our butt to lift up. And then we're going to reach up with control in our shoulders and bring everything back down. And if you need to separate those movements so that you are doing bridge, lift, lower, down, that's totally fine. If you feel ready to kind of move up all together at once, then let's do it. But that might be an advanced movement. So maybe the first few times you do this video, you separate the move. So you lift into that bridge, squeeze that butt. Lift your arms up with control in your shoulders, come back down, and then lower. And then the next few times you do that video, we can do everything together. So it's a lot of coordination and a lot of strength and stability. Good, and remember we're pushing through our heels, we're rounding and lifting and squeezing our butts, and then we're keeping control in our shoulders and upper body as we lift. Strength and control in our core too, and back down. It's not about height. I don't want you arching your back and feeling pain there. It's about good form. So if you can only lift this high or only a couple inches, centimeters, that's okay. Let's do 2 more. Lift and reach. And all the way back down. Good, my butt is burning. I hope yours is too. Lift and reach. This is the last one. And then come back down. Great. Alright, we are going to advance an exercise we have done and progressed throughout this series, but it's dead bug. So we started with this, then we advanced to this, and now we're going to do a full dead bug. So what I'm going to have you do is lift both legs into the air, both arms into the air, and we are going to extend opposite arm and leg out and back together, and we'll alternate. If that is too much right now, you can decrease that range of motion. If it's a lot just to be in this position, you can just do leg, arm, and then once you are ready, we'll do arm and leg together. So this is very advanced. If it's too much right now, try one of those alternatives I just showed you. We're going to do 5 on each side, whatever variation. If you need to pause the video because you're doing arms and legs separate still, then you can do that. Remember, you can come down to the ground if that's a little better. You can decrease the range of motion as you need. Our back should be flat. We're not arching. Back is flat, so core super, super, super firing and engaged here, okay? We've got a few more reps. And back to center. As you get stronger and stronger, you'll be able to really extend, keeping that core engaged. But that is advanced, so don't start there. Start where you need to, so maybe legs and arms are higher, and back to center. Last one. And then as you get better and better, practice more, you'll be able to do more. All right, relax. That's a really tough one, so let's take a breather for a moment before we come onto our sides. So, we're going to come onto our side. We're going to do 2 exercises on one side and then 2 on the other side. But we will be, I'm going to start actually on this side. So if you need support for your head, like a pillow or block, grab that. I usually just use my arm. But whatever works for you. I want you to be safe and comfortable. We're going to have our knees at about 45 degrees angle, stacked on top, hips stacked on top of each other, so we're not sinking into the ground. We're keeping our hips stacked. And then we are going to have our core engaged, so we're not falling back. Everything's nice and straight here. All we're going to do is keep our feet glued together and lift our knees away from each other. Or lift our top knee from our bottom knee. It's really how I should say that. Good. These are called clam shells. We're working our hips similar to how we did in the last video where we did our straight leg lifts. It's just another variation. And when we open, we're not falling back. So we're keeping our hips stacked. This shouldn't be a huge range of motion because our hip muscles can only lift us so high without moving our actual pelvis around. Good. Lift and lower. Nice and controlled. Keep breathing. Keep hips stacked. And keep yourself from sinking into the ground. That can be hard because as we get tired, as we progress, we kind of let go of everything. But we want to keep it all engaged. So we're working our muscles the entire time. Okay, let's do one more on this side. Lift. Hips are working and back down. All right. We're going to progress to a modified side plank lift. So I want you to lift up onto your elbow. You want to try and maintain a straight body. Your knees might be a little bit in front of you. That's okay. But again, hips stacked, everything stacked. Feet and knees are stacked. And then we're just going to push through our knees and our elbow to lift our hips off the ground. You're going to feel your core, especially your obliques, the side of your body, really engaged to lift here. And if you can't, can only lift a little bit, or just pushing already gets everything engaged enough, that's okay. Remember, we're not going for range of motion. We are going for good stability, good control, and activation of those muscles. So we just did about 2. Let's do another one. Lift back up. Good. Lift hips up and back down. Just try and get them in line so that you kind of have a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Good. This is challenging. You really feel activation. Your shoulders are going to be working a lot. So if you need to put this hand on the ground to kind of help you the first few reps, that's okay. But we don't always want to be doing that. We want to be able to have this arm up and then really use our obliques and our shoulder muscles to lift us. One more. Up and back down. Good. Okay. We're going to repeat those 2 exercises on the other side. So we'll come to laying down, head support as needed. Hips stacked, knees stacked, feet stacked. 45 degrees with your legs. This hand can be wherever it's comfortable. Keeping core engaged, hips stacked, open, top knee away from bottom, and back down. Good. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you come back down. Good. Nice and controlled. Keeping those hips stacked. And then not letting your hips fall back. So keeping everything in line. And remember, if any exercise is too much, you don't have to do it. We decrease range of motion. So maybe you're here right now. That's enough to get this activating. It's enough to get things firing. And that's as strong as you feel at the moment. Then you practice that. And as you get stronger, you'll be able to lift a little higher, but not too high. One more. Good. All right. We're going to do our side plank lifts. So, elbows under your shoulder. You don't want it too far out because it's going to put too much strain on your shoulder. So elbows under your shoulder. Everything is stacked again, hips and knees. And then we are going to lift up, and back down. We're really getting those oblique side of your abs and core engaged. Lifting those hips off the ground, pushing through your heels and elbow. So everything's working. And if you can only lift a little bit and back down, that's okay. That's okay. Good. Up and back down, trying to get that straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Down. I feel like I'm a little tilted away from the camera, so sorry if the angle is not perfect. Lift and lower. I don't remember how many we did on the other side, so let's do 2 more on this side and then we'll progress to the next movement. Good, course engaged, not falling forward or back, nice straight line. Last one, lift up. Good, and lower that down. Okay, breathe and relax, that's a tough one. We are going to move on to another exercise on your stomach. So remember, if that position is not comfortable for you or doesn't work for you, that's okay. You can skip this movement or sub it for something else if you'd like to repeat or work on anything we've practiced so far. But what we are going to do is some W's. So we are going to lay on our stomach with our arms like this on the floor, like cactus arms, and then we're going to lift our arms away from the floor and back down. So when you are on the floor, I want your head straight, forehead on the ground so that you're not straining your neck. And we'll go from there. So everything is long and straight, forehead on the ground, and then arms out to the side in like a cactus or W position. And we're just gonna lift our arms up, squeezing our shoulder blades, so back down. And back down. If this is painful or too much, you can skip this one. Squeeze your shoulder blades as you lift your arms up and back down. It might help to push the tops of your feet into the ground just so you have that stability and control through your body. Good. Prevent those shoulders from hiking up, so keep your shoulders back and down. Squeeze your shoulder blades and lower. We're going to do a few more reps here. Let's do one more together. Okay. Perfect. All right. When you're ready, I want you to come up into all fours. So find a way to push up into all fours. We're going to be on all fours with our hands right under our shoulders, our knees right under our hips. And then from here, we're just going to push back into a child's pose to get a little bit of a stretch. And then come back up with control. So we're moving through this with control. A little bit of mobility, but a little bit of strength for some stability. Back. We're going to do a few reps of this. So this should feel nice after some tough strength stuff. And we're going to maintain that control. So control on your hips, control on your shoulders, control on your core. Okay, push back. And you can use some strength to pull yourself back up into all fours. Let's do one more. Okay, all right, we've got our last exercise, which is going to be in this quadruped position. If it's hurting your wrists at all to be putting weight on them with your palms flat, you can make a fist and be on your knuckles. So that sometimes can help because it keeps your wrists straight and neutral, which can be helpful for any pain. But last video we did leg lengthening. We're going to advance that. So again, flat back, core is engaged, everything is nice and tight. We're going to extend one leg, and then we're going to lift it off the ground and come back. So when you lift, or you're working on butt, back of the legs, I don't want you to lift an arch. So you're only lifting as high as you can while maintaining that core. Back down. Other side, extend, lift, core is nice and tight, down, and in. All right, extend, core stays tight. Lift to feel your butt working, down, slowly come in. Good, out, lift, down, and do a few more reps on each leg, and you'll be done for the day. So remember, shoulders back and down, core is engaged, back is flat, extend out, move at your own pace, hold for a moment. Good. You can move as slow as you need. You can decrease range of motion. You don't have to lift super high. Maybe you want to lift here right now and back down and in. We're not losing our core. We're not rounding. That spine stays straight, flat, and long. Keep Keep looking at the mat to keep that neck straight as well. Good. We're going to do one more rep on each leg and then you'll be done for today. Extend out. Lift to a height that is appropriate for you. Feel your butt working. Core still tight. Back in. Last one. Extend out. Nice and controlled. Lift up. Down. And in. Good. Okay. Let's come to the seated position that's comfortable for you and do a little bit of breathing to bring that heart rate down again. So you can close your eyes, find a comfortable position. You can lay down if that's better for you. And then we'll breathe in through our nose, expanding our ribcage and lungs, out through your mouth. I want 3 nice breaths here, so if you've done 2 with me, let's do 1 more. Good. I hope you enjoyed this series. I hope you enjoyed this workout today. This was definitely more challenging, so take your time to do this video as much as you need to progress and feel strong in each of these movements. And let me know in the comments if there's other videos or series that you want to see. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. We'll have it all linked at the bottom of the screen, or linked in the description and on the bottom of the screen. And I'll see you in the next video.